Welcome back to Straight Talk No Chaser. We are your hosts, Amber Fortune, Northside Mac, and man, Mr. Not Your Regular. We have a special guest in the building today, man. Khalil Thompson, author, two-time kidney recipient, advocate. Yeah. You know what I mean? He up in the building to tell us about his book. I'm gonna let him explain himself and tell you who he is.
Yeah, my name Khalil Thompson. Yeah, author of a book called Reorganzation, Transformation to Transplantation, a guide to transforming lifestyle, education, and mindset for people on dialysis.
Okay. So dive into that a little more and let us know, give us a little more about that.
Well, I was born with PUV. PUV is posterior urethral valves. Basically, I had a blockage in my penis in my while I was in my mom's stomach. Okay. And it backed up and it destroyed one of my kidneys. So I was only born with one kidney. And with that kidney, I only had 12 years out of it. So first time on dialysis, I was 12 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, first time I was on dialysis was 12 years old.
As hard as it is to get a kidney, and you've been able to do that 2 times, that is amazing.
Yeah, man.
And then just to piggyback off of that, because you had to experience it so young, and it's like one of those things where it's just like, is there any lifetime of relief? I know, like, you know how they say, like, you are God's strongest warrior, and it's like really true. I just want to ask, what do you say to people that's going through similar situations in regards to their day-to-day and how to get through it?
It's about changing that lifestyle. It's about changing your lifestyle, and your lifestyle comes with that mental adjustment. Of course, you know, you got it. You eat, this is for anybody. You eating this processed food, it's not good. The leading causes of being on dialysis is, you know, hypertension and diabetes. And why go back to what you were saying, yeah, God gave me this gift for a reason, because that was diabetes or hypertension was not the reason I went on dialysis, because I had a blockage at birth. And on the pie chart of, you know, being on dialysis, like I said, hypertension and diabetes are the 2 main causes. Birth defects is like the smallest. So I believe God gave me this my gift of life right here.
You know what I'm saying? The crazy thing about that enlightening information, and when it makes me think, like, I get scared, like I gotta go check in and make sure I'm right. But then at the same time, like, man, I gotta give up pork and drinking and shit. Like, oh man,
it's crazy.
When you use the words lifestyle change, I'm like, man, it's like when you like find God, like I can't do none of this dumb shit no more. I gotta stop that.
It's crazy. That's funny. That is like
just saying, I gotta stop all of that. Well, I mean, for the best reasons,
right? But it's crazy because I feel like I've had family members that dealt with cancer, sickle cell anemia, friends, close friends, things like that. Even you, especially like when we first met or whatever and got to know each other more, basically. Absolutely. But in a Black community, it's like not a lot really shed upon what are the exact resources in layman's terms where we can go, especially those that's dealing with ailments, especially caused to their environment or whatever the case, or genetically or inherently or whatever the case may be. But I'm really like appreciative that you're here today, because not only do you have the book that you came out with based off of your experience, but I really feel like, and don't mind me or whatever, it's just a little vibey, but this is like, your book is like a roadmap or a guide to others dealing with hardships. And you know what they say, like, you know, health affects your mentals. So to get up every day and still have to do what you got to do or whatever, but still dealing with your pain or whatever the case may be, is like mind blowing.
Yeah. Right. I mean, you know, it couldn't be easy. I always had this question, right? Because you 2-time, survivor of it. What's the process of getting a kidney and getting on the list, and what are the restrictions, the things that you can't do in order to stay on the list?
Well, the first thing you should do is make up the decision if you want to get a transplant or not, because everybody that's on dialysis don't want to get a transplant, especially, you know, like older folks. Some older folks. I remember one time I heard that and I just didn't understand. But when the person was like, you know, I live my life, you know, get that to somebody else. I so much respected that, because they willing to give that. They didn't live their life. They willing to get that to somebody. Get that kidney to somebody else that's going to really use it and, you know, do what they got to do. And, you know, the process of getting on the transplant list, which you talk to your nephrologist and, you know, got to talk to your dietitians and social workers, and you work up for it, is whatever hospital you go to. I was at Jefferson. So you talk to the because you have a dialysis team, but you also have a transplant team at your hospital. Okay. So you talk to them and they'll get you worked up for the transplant.
I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
Can I ask a question? So for people that just might have gotten like a diagnosis of anything, right? Mm-hmm. What are the 5 top things you would tell them that they need to have together? Like in regards to doctors, what are like the 3 to 5 doctors that you need? Like you need to make these calls ASAP, and insurance, and what you think about changes to lifestyle and things like that.
Well, you definitely need your nephrologist. That's going to be like at your Jefferson. That's your team, your transplant team. And you're going to definitely need your dialysis team, your doctor there. Mm-hmm. You know, that's consist of the techs, the nurses, the doctor, the dietitian, the social worker, all that, because, you know, got to have, and reason you got to have your social workers for your mind. Your social worker for your mind, and they're going to help you with your healthcare plan. Mm-hmm. Right. The dietitian is going to make sure you stay on your regimen of what you eating.
So yeah, that's what I was getting at, like the restrictions. Like how many restrictions do one have in order to receive that? Because I know they don't just let anybody, and I know they have taken people off the list because they didn't do what they were supposed to do.
So some restrictions, I would say, and people get it misconstrued a little bit. You don't, because you still need, your potassiums, your phosphorus. You still need those things in your body, those elements in your body to make your body grow. It's just a balance. That's what dialysis is about. It's called homeostasis. Homeostasis is basically keeping your body at a balance. You can't have too much sodium. You can't have too less sodium. You can't have too much potassium.
On a strict diet, basically. So like, what's the difference between dialysis and like chemo, basically? Like, is it like the same? No, I real talk. Like, I asked this question because it's like, it's machines basically. It's like, because people might not know, does the dialysis only like clean out your system and like flush it with like water and nutrients versus anything else, or?
Dialysis got to do with the kidneys.
Okay.
Dialysis got to do with the kidneys, and chemo is dealing with cancer. So when your kidneys don't work, you can't live without that machine, or if you ain't get no transplant, if you got somebody to be like, oh, I got you, I can give you a kidney, and they gotta have the same blood type. But also, when I was on, they, as time go on, they got things where now if I don't have no kidney, Aunt wanted to give me his kidney, right? Mm-hmm. But we didn't have the same blood type. But somebody from California, Aunt matched their kidney, mm-hmm. and his mom was going to give him a kidney, and his mom, so we swipe like that and stuff like, you dig what I'm saying?
I get it.
To get people, because
and that honestly, like that helps out the list too, right? Because you got a donor list basically.
Exactly.
And if you can go through like, what is it, like 23andMe or Ancestry.com?
Right.
It's kind of mm-hmm. like quote unquote in that sense to like find a match. That's better than just like waiting and might not get an answer.
I'd imagine through all of these things that you've been through, and unfortunately, it was something that you dealt with birth, but also something we can talk about is preventative maintenance. What can people do to keep themselves from reaching this point? Because I'm sure you hear about that all the time. Don't have this in your diet. Don't have that in your diet. And we all hear different things. But to this idea specifically, like, I feel like I'm a healthy man and everything. Mm-hmm. Like, what could I do to make sure that my kidneys stay as healthy as possible?
I will eliminate those processed foods.
Okay.
I will eliminate those processed foods. I would start cooking more for myself.
Oh,
so
man.
Because like I said, you still need sodiums, potassium. You still need those things. But like I said, you need it at a balance. So processed foods is too much salt. It's abundance of salt.
So wait. What you telling me is, for my kidneys to be healthy, I gotta be depressed. Because now I can't eat like bacon.
I love me some bacon, but you got.
I can't make a chi-chi, you know, because you know when you be with your man that just came home from jail, he want to break out the summer sausage and a bunch of noodles and shit, make a chi-chi, tell you how it was when he was down for 10 years. I can't eat none of that. Huh?
A chi-chi is ramen. Just remove the salt products.
So that means remove the entire meal.
Make a homemade gourmet chi-chi.
That defeats the purpose of it being a chi-chi.
Why are you still eating chi-chis?
Right.
He came home and showed it to me. I wanted and I'll be I won't be the last one. I won't be the first one to say that chi-chis are good. But what I'm saying is what I'm taking from him is like he said remove processed food and cook.
Chi-chi is processed.
I eat processed foods and I don't cook. I'm depressed.
Health is, I would say health is wealth. So
I totally agree.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but what I'm saying is like I'll just be honest with you. Like I get some natural shit in the diet, but it's a lot of times I'm like, let me pull up in here real quick and grab something because I'm about to be driving for 45 minutes.
You'd be surprised, right? And me and Lil had this conversation a while back. It was a time, I know you can't tell now, but I gave up meat.
Go ahead, I know you going.
But you can't tell now, you know, I'm a nigga a little chunky, but I gave up meat, right? And that was easier, and that lasted for about like 6 months. Okay. That was easier than giving up sugar.
What was your mind frame in regards to changing your diet and lifestyle? Like, because you know what they say, it takes 21 days to make or break a habit. So what was that like just to make sure you're on a greater path?
It's funny that you say that because when I got my second transplant, they was like, my doctor was like, you could eat whatever you want. Cause you know, like when you on dialysis, it's like when I was on dialysis, I didn't have an appetite a lot of times. So like I was skinny, and so I'm 5'3". Y'all know how short I am. When I say after transplant, I blew up to 270. That's 30 pounds from 300 pounds in my little body. So it felt like a big mama suit when I was laying down. It felt like all this pressure. I was like,
felt like the clumps.
Yo, I felt
big mama suit.
So it was like, yo, I wasn't
Welcome
used
to my
to
world.
that. I was not used to that. So I went on a raw fruit and vegetable diet, and it's like I cracked that weight off. It went off like
You sound like Lefty.
We had a guest,
do.
our previous guest was,
Shout out to
Lefty
Lefty.
left, and he basically was talking about how he goes on like these liquid fasts or like these non-food, basically like for like, what, 3 weeks to like a month or whatever. But what's your mindset like? How do you get over the hurdle, basically? You know, like, oh my God, I can't eat chi-chis no more and bacon.
Like I say in my book,
like
I say in my book, it's like I care about myself. I care about preserving my life. You know what I'm saying? Think about my daughter.
Are you worth more
my
than
family.
all that bullshit?
Think about all that, my family, my daughter, and then I don't like, you know, as much as I respect that machine, I don't want to live on that dialysis machine.
Right.
And I understand, like, I had this since birth. I have to switch mine. Like, I have to. It's something. It's no. You know what I'm saying? It's nothing.
This conversation makes me understand the things that I plan to change in the future. Not today though. But I'm a health enthusiast. You know what I mean? We go to the gym all the time. We talk about eating right and all of that. It's just that this conversation makes it more prevalent. It's like, damn, like this is how serious it can be if you don't eat right, work out.
Preemptive measures.
But I will say this though. I will just to add to what's going on. I'm a firm believer that I think a large problem. You had a situation from birth. Right. So a person in that situation will be exempt. But I'm a firm believer in the people out here that are just sedentary, sitting on their asses all day, eating whatever they want until they're a certain age, and then they want to be in the hospital trying to get medication and surgeries. Like, get up, get active.
You talking about you motherfuckers?
Body at rest stays at rest. Yeah, y'all motherfuckers.
400 pound.
Yeah, you want to work from home and be eating cheese steaks and omelets and shit all day. You know what I mean? You doing that all day, then you in the hospital talking about, I don't know what's wrong with me. I know what's wrong with you.
Your ankles hurt.
You've been home eating a bunch of dumb shit sitting on your ass all day.
Yelling at people because you fat.
Yeah.
I mean,
because you got to buy 2 plane seats.
I gotta buy 2 plates.
Yeah, but no, because like when I hear these conversations, it always make me think of the generations before us. Like people worked all day, and they came home, they had dinner, they spent time with their families, and went to bed, and then everybody got up and they worked all day. Those people and they ate fat back and chitlins and shit, and they lived to 90, 100 years old.
But you also gotta take an account of the times
active?
we live in.
Yes.
Not only they were more active, but the times we live in. Everything with food is, we have so much more processed food with chemicals in our food.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's so many different things that add to that. You know, back in the day, they was growing their own food.
I won't argue with that.
Cooking
You forgot about
it.
lard.
There wasn't no McDonald's.
That's the key.
There wasn't no
Yeah.
Wendy's.
McDonald's and Wendy's and all that shit was more better than this fake processed stuff that don't even mold, stuff that we got out
That's a fact.
nowadays. Like
When we
honestly,
was coming up, it was a treat to go out and get McDonald's and stuff.
Bro,
You know
They
how long
cooked.
we had to beg our parents?
bro,
for
we only
everything?
ate out maybe on Saturday.
You feel what I'm saying?
Maybe.
My day was Friday. It was like TGI Fridays.
No.
I remember vividly from a kid, a staple meal in our house in the middle of the week. It was a struggle meal, was like lima beans or kidney beans.
wasn't no
with the
struggle
white
meal.
rice with the-
That's some good.
I don't like
Mama beans and neck bones was. I look forward to that shit.
No doubt.
That's
Nowadays,
definitely
yeah,
a
I look
struggle
forward to it
meal.
now.
No, I
but
want-
as a kid, like you want to eat like
Okay, let me say this. I don't know what y'all talking about, but lima beans and smoked neck bones wasn't a struggle meal. That was in the menu in our
I
house.
struggled with that.
No, we ain't
meal.
struggled with that shit. That shit was slamming.
Yeah.
That shit was shacking the paint.
Believe it or not, I eat that type of shit now.
Yeah,
Right,
what?
I appreciate it
I
more
call it
now.
old nigga food.
Man, if you said my mom making some lima beans and rice and neck bones come through, I'm there.
Right.
What she need me to bring? What she need?
And it's crazy because now obesity. It's funny because they call kidney disease the unrecognizable epidemic, and I understand it, but I don't understand it. I don't understand it because, like I said, obesity is an epidemic in this country, to where as though now we have teen obesity. So
Which means it's a choice. I don't necessarily consider it a disease because, again, going back to eating the processed foods, not really being active, everybody wants instant gratification and things like that.
Right.
Like, you can choose to, like, portion control your household and set
But
everybody
what
in a
about,
pattern.
say, because, you know, not only teens, it's little fat ass kids running around here too. And they don't get to choose what they eat.
Well, it starts,
know what
it
I'm
starts
saying?
with the parents. It starts with the heads of the home.
Well,
That mean these heifers got to start cooking.
Well, let's not act like all of the extra shit people eat out here is not encouraged. It's commercials. We talk about it all the time. It's always accessible, and no one's discussing fitness and shit like go to the gym, go to the Y. You can get the Y with your insurance. Though nobody's having those conversations. It's always about I want to go to Chick-fil-A or some shit.
Mac, piggyback off what you're saying. You're exactly right. That's why if you look at the travel channels, man versus food, America is greedy. We eat
My
stuff at a
600-pound lifestyle.
You dig what I'm saying?
No, but I'm feeling you like
like-
to elaborate more on like the type of shit that they do on them shows.
Yeah, it's like they not only eat, but they be eating like man versus food. He be eating abundance, a whole like that's too much.
So let's switch topics a little bit, right?
Go ahead.
So let's get a little bit more into like, you know, the things that you've published and produced in regards to your book and what other projects you got coming out.
Well, like I said, other projects I got coming out. I started a hair business, a hair website for my daughter. It's called Zodiac at Essie, Infinite Edges, and Infinite Edges, and it's her
Infinite Edges.
Yeah, it's her. Cause you know these girls be talking about
Bald-headed.
edges and all that. And,
No edges.
and what happened was
He came to save him.
I looked
the
up my
infinite
daughter's
edges.
name, and her name means living life, and Essie is short for essence, and I don't know about anybody else, but Essie, Pisces, Aries, that sound like a zodiac sign.
The
To me.
essence of life, right?
And my daughter,
What's your daughter's zodiac sign?
she's Sagittarius.
She's a Sag. So it's like
So
the
is
chariot.
mine's.
During there every day, I take her to school. She had me late doing her hair and her edges. So I said, her life, hair is life to this girl. Her name mean life, so it all like came together, and that's how I came up with the name
Infinite
Zodiac
Edges.
Essie, Infinite Edges.
Infinite Edges.
So Zoe's the face of it all.
Yes, my
That
daughter's
is so
the face.
cute.
My daughter's
I
the
don't. You
face
don't
of
really
it all.
hear like a lot about like girl dads basically some. Yes, let's create a line about your edges, baby, because that hair is going to be flowing to infinity and beyond.
Okay, so before I don't want to get distracted. Where can they purchase this
Yes.
stuff? Where's the purchase?
ShopZoe.com.
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 Infinite Edges.
Infinite Edges. Or I
Weaves
got an
and all of
IG,
shit.
Zodiac _of_ infinite _edges _. And that's the that's the IG.
That's
All right.
amazing.
And then for the book.
The book, you could go on Kindle and get the book. It's a Kindle right now because it's an ebook. And as we speaking right now, I'm trying, because it started, like I said, it started off as a ebook. So as we speaking right now, I'm trying to get it published into a paperback. Because I didn't realize you needed a certain amount of pages.
I mean, listen.
Well, an ebook is good because
An ebook
everybody's
is an
on their
ebook.
phones and shit. Like,
That's
Mac,
what I'm
that's what I
saying.
thought.
who's really going to
Who's
Barnes
really
and
reading
Noble?
pages?
Yeah.
Come to find out, people are.
Now, there's a lot of people-
Right.
This is how you know.
I won't deny
Oh,
it.
talking about, this is how you know no one here reads. Because if we do that, we would know that
I love reading
people
a good
that
book
really
from time to
read, they love hardback books. They love the smell of it.
Not
look
the
of
soft
it.
backs, but the hard backs.
You know,
with the
they
covers
just
on
love
it and the
everything
binder.
about a book.
True. I'm actually reading a book right now, and it's a paperback book. But
We need to read more, yo.
got a
all
whole
I'm
bunch of
saying
books.
is you are in a place
need to
where
read
you
more.
can make a large impact on some eat shit. Like, I mean, like, I understand there are people who still want to pick a book up, and you should make a book. But everybody's laying on their phone like, man, the boy was on Straight Talk. Let me see what he was talking about. They not about to get up and ride downtown. They gonna right to Amazon.
And that's the purpose of having an
Yeah,
ebook.
that's
So
the,
honestly,
and that's the
kind of
and see that, and that's the beauty.
That's why I did it, because I was like, this generation ain't.
They
But
not
come to
yet.
find out, people still buy. I was like, word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
People definitely still buy books.
and
There's a
you're-
lot of intellectuals out there.
And your book is informative, so they definitely not getting up. Like if it resonates with them, they about to go right online. Ain't nobody about to get up, get dressed, catch the subway. No, they gonna go right and straight and try to find that shit online.
So for the people that's lazy and don't want to go online to find out how much the ebook cost, what's the price of the ebook?
$9.99.
Okay, yeah, that
Are you out of your mind?
Very affordable.
Amazon Kindle $9.99.
So let me ask you a question. Are you still in your director, producer bag?
I'm definitely still in there, but it definitely took a back seat.
Okay.
It definitely took a back seat. I'm not gonna lie, but
Because you had like this amazing project. It was like this web series with this fabulous Broadway star. Miss, what's her name? Miss Zamara?
yes,
Yes.
Bill, yes,
Is that the drawing that you had told me to be in? The one that
Right,
was both black?
exactly.
What's his name, black? Dice player or something like that?
right. Dice, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm good. Like coming up with creative stuff. I'm like, my mom. My mom, I was like a little liar when I was a kid. So I incorporate that with like storytelling, because I'm a good storyteller. So I like, you can lie. I guess you can lie.
That's what a liar
Like, you
would
dig what I'm
say.
saying?
Like, I was a
Like-
good storyteller.
Storyteller, but I like coming up with stories and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm a good chat GPT boy. So I'm good with
Yeah, I need
chat
ChatGPT.
helping me out and
Good job, boy.
getting
Oh, that's
stuff
the new
created.
wave.
But I want to
It's
AB.
kinda scary,
I want to
too.
definitely get back out there with the
Please.
I'm gonna definitely get back out there because there's a lot of people that want
I
me
gotta
back
send
out
you
there,
like
so.
all of our pictures from our screen script sessions. So that time we went to bookers, like all of it. It was like, yeah.
I just recently was talking to god darn Nikki.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I was just talking to her.
Yes, Nicole.
Yeah, Nicole. I
Yeah,
was just
shout out
talking
to
to her.
Nikki.
Shout out to her. She's still
Shout out to
doing her
Nikki.
thing. She's still doing her thing. Shout out to her. Shout out to her. But I'm definitely get back in that bag. I'm gonna definitely get back in that bag. It's just I lost a little passion with it. I lost a little passion with it, but I'm gonna get it back because I ain't
We
gonna
ain't gonna argue with
idea.
We ain't gonna argue with your real life shit,
right? And the way you put like scripts together and direct and like see a vision, why not combine the two? And then you can still plug it into that other web series screenplay, and then maybe it'll give you a little bit more passion. I don't know, but it could be an idea. Okay.
I must ask Lil, right? I want to do this thing where we throw out a topic that we had before just to get his take on it. We still got some time left. Okay. So I would like to do that. So real quick, we're going to throw out a topic. You know, any one of us can throw out a topic, throw out a couple, and then see what Lil thinks about these topics.
You seem primed. I put it on you.
So here we go. One. This may not be old topic, but I was looking at something on social media today. I had posted something about what time do you expect your partner in the house?
What time do I expect my partner in the house?
Yeah.
Well, I'm single
After
right
they
now.
go out. If you had a partner.
If I had a partner, a respectable time. It's about respect out here, man. We gotta respect
okay. What's too late?
Yeah, right.
It's for you, basically.
For you, what do you think? So
too late for me. At least be in the house by 7, 8.
God damn, AM or PM?
That's early shit.
Yeah, like
7, 8
That's what I'm
AM?
saying.
PM?
I ain't been in a relationship so long.
Jesus Christ, it's
man.
been a while.
It's been a very long time.
It's been a while.
Damn.
wait.
You said that's how you with the
I'm
kids
like, don't
on.
people get up and work at like 5:30? You got an hour and a half.
Oh, I'm sorry, Lil,
to get
not the
your ass
kids.
in the house.
We talking about your
Hey,
ladies.
well, 7 to 8. I'm probably not
Damn,
even
I think
dressed
later
yet.
than that.
She ain't left yet.
That's why I said a respectable time.
She's still getting dressed.
I ain't been in relationships in years,
Yo,
man.
listen, I'm sorry I
Yeah, my
set
man
you up
said,
for that.
you know,
That's crazy.
It's
That
cool,
time frame
It's
crazy.
cool.
Yeah.
My bad. I thought you was gonna say something different.
It's cool. I ain't been in a relationship
Wait, my
in
man
so
said
long.
7, 8. I said
Hey,
PM.
All right, Mac, what about you? What time is the respectable time?
Oh man, you already know. You already know. Listen, if I got reiterated, okay. So we both hanging out. The bars and shit close at 2:00. All the shit closed at 2:00.
he said, "Bring your ass home by 2:30."
So you
Exactly.
need to be on your way home when it closes. You don't need to be going. Ain't no afties. My girlfriend need a ride. I don't got nothing to do with that. That bitch knew she wasn't driving when she came out. No, you.
Wait, but what if she picked her up?
Listen, me and you need to be home at the same time.
So
Okay.
you go by 2,
So in
2:30?
between, I'm gonna be fair. If it's a weekend, if it's a Friday or Saturday, in between 2 and 3, reasonably, you need travel time.
That sound like some of my daddy, y'all.
No, nigga, what so let me ask you this. Let me quit you with this. Right? The bar closed at, motherfuckers leaving about 1:45, 1:50.
Right. Last call.
What are
1:30.
you what are you doing? What you
I
about to
still
do?
go by old school player rules.
Ain't no-
for
what?
me,
Old school player rules.
I'm not gonna let the sun beat me home.
Man, please.
What, nigga? That could be 5, 6, 7 in the winter.
No, see,
I
no.
ain't gonna
Before
let
you
the
go,
sun
right?
beat me home,
Before you go,
baby.
I'm fair. You know what I mean, I'm out, you out. We need to be back. Not you need to be back.
No, I was joking.
You
I
need
was
to.
joking.
We need to be in this motherfucker about 2:30, 2:45 maybe. I don't want to hear about nobody getting dropped
But
off.
see, what
Alright.
about if you want? Because with you with your friends or whatever. the
Nope.
case
I was
may
just
be,
about to
you
go
might
there.
want to go
No.
get a
No.
late night meal. The
No.
diner might be open or something.
No,
There
it's
is
food in the
24
house.
hour diner.
It's food in the house. If you knew you wanted to eat while
Are
you
you
was
gonna
at the
feed my
bar, you
friends,
should have
though?
left. I'm not feeding nobody.
See, so why can't we go
Hold
to a
on.
diner?
See, listen, right? So you in the bar, it's like 1 a.m., right?
Not all bars
If you
sell
didn't,
food, though.
if you understood that while you were in the bar, you knew you was going to had to leave in enough time to get home.
But what if I drove my friends?
I don't got nothing to do with that.
Okay.
So listen, if you drove your friends, get all them motherfuckers home and get here by the time we supposed to be here. Because guess what? I don't want to hear your mouth when I don't meet it. So if we got an agreed upon time,
All right.
So
So,
no, hold on, wait. Before you and I talk too much, so I'm gonna say this. I want you to understand this before you respond. If I don't meet the agreed upon time, you gonna have a fucking problem, right? All right, then. Now you figure it out from there.
All right, so this is what I'm saying, basically, right? Last call is at 1:30. If it's a Friday or a Saturday, no work Monday or whatever, and I know we're communicating in the midst of, and you might be out with your friends, somebody might be super drunk and can't drive themselves home, so you're the good Samaritan and drive them home. Basically, I'm gonna give you a grace period of at least 30 to 45 minutes. Why? Because we're in communication. If our agreed upon time is like 2:30, but y'all all going to the diner and it's like, hey, FaceTime, sup guys, bring me home, like, a platter or whatever.
You better bring your ass home.
You can be home by 4. For me, you could be home by like 4. Just be home before the sun
what you should have did?
If you're out on an adventure on some fucking hangover shit with your friends.
Can I say something?
Go ahead,
Go ahead, bro.
Reason I say 7, 8, 2 between that time.
But PM or
Go ahead.
AM?
No, let him
PM.
talk.
Oh.
Because I want somebody like a homebody like me. Like I want a female that is cool with her friends, but I gotta get home. I'm fun at home with my baby.
You motherfucking right.
My man.
Yeah.
So
My
you get
man.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah,
I'm
I
gonna
dig
give that's what our piece is. A piece I don't want no girl to have all these friends and gotta be get home and chill with your man, chill with me. I got that for you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna have that. We gonna have that fun together. That's where it's gonna grow.
That's where the heart at.
You feel what I'm saying? That's where it's gonna grow. That's just how I look at it. I'm a homebody boy though. I'm not the boy that be out in the streets like that. I'm cool.
But it's always the opposite, right? Because you always get, no, seriously, like one day you always get somebody that's a homebody, and then you get somebody that's like the I'm not gonna say like to be out all the time, but like to go out from time to time.
Right.
They go out.
Right.
But it's not like every weekend or 3 times out the week. We're adults, like.
But these boundaries have been set so we can have a baseline of what should happen.
That's the baseline.
Hold on. No.
I understand, but I'm just saying.
No, but hear me out. You in a committed relationship, right? And you went and hung out. Ain't much more left to do.
So
take your ass home.
Doesn't commitment mean communication too?
No. We're not doing that. We're not confusing the two.
Why is it?
All right. See, I don't got to communicate with you that we communicated at some point earlier that we both need to be here by 2:30. I don't need to tell you that. I don't need to tell you that every night.
Remember these motherfuckers.
So you need to prioritize what we got going on.
Right.
So if 2:30 the time we supposed to be here, have your ass here at 2:30.
And if something
I don't
happens,
got nothing to do with
communicate. If you can't make it there by 2:30.
No. See, if you can't make it there, that means you wasn't trying to.
But if I communicate with you, that means I was trying to.
If you left
I just decide not to communicate, I don't give a fuck.
If you left at 10 o'clock, right, and 4 hours later, you want to wear.
Hold on. When they're like, "Hey, babe."
No. If you left at 9 p.m. and 4 hours later, you don't know where the fuck you supposed to be at, we got a problem.
Right. But if I communicate with you that I don't communicate, to be late,
your only communication you should have with me is I can't get my key in the door.
I'm gonna communicate, right? And
ain't nobody trying to hear that shit. No, you want to be out in the street with them niggas and them bitches?
And I know
then go out
that
there
I'm
and be
gonna
with
miss
them.
my curfew, but you got my location and know where I'm at and all that stuff. Anything extra, figure that amongst yourself. But I communicated with you.
You know what you sound like?
And honestly, I'm on my dean about it because I'm not deviating from anything that I said I was going to do. If I know I got to be in at 2:30, but I can't make it in at 2:30, I'm going to communicate with you on why I can't make it in at 2:30.
You know what you sound like?
What do I sound like, Matt?
A single woman.
I am single.
Exactly.
One more thing.
You are a single man.
Only by choice. When women said they bullshitting, but me only by choice.
Okay.
Them 2 a.m. coming. We coming. That shit. That's me and you hanging out together. We coming in at 2 a.m. Not with your friends. That's me and you. Coming
give
in
me
at
a
2
better perspective.
Like you dig what I'm saying? That's us coming.
Don't do that.
That's the type of female I want. I want the one. I want to kick it with my.
All right. So let me say this, right? In
my
a
man, don't do
relationship,
that.
you're with your partner the majority of the time. So you're with your partner 80% of the time, right? And then you have 20% remaining for yourself. You get your personal stuff done, and then you also make sure that you extend time for your friends or your family. So that only goes within the 20%, but that 20% is really 10% because again, you got 10% for yourself and 10% for your friends and family. It's not like it's like a everyday occurrence or a weekly occurrence. You you schedule and carve out time the way that it should flow with your life. And everybody's life is different. You have expectations because your life, everybody's life is different. So how it works and finagles for you, basically. But you still got to be respectful, of course, Mac. You still have to be respectful of your partner, of whether rules you establish, but life is not that rigid, like black and white. Sometimes there's areas of gray, and you got to make room for those areas of gray.
Wrap it up.
Let me say, I want to say one thing.
Because I can keep going on.
Listen, I got a confession. I got a confession. I did that on purpose. I wanted to get people
Can you stop
rowdied
with
up.
this Pinky and the Brain Man science?
I wanted to get people rowdied up for a reason. I did it. I will say this. Mac, we don't own people.
Right. Like, what?
We don't own, no, and I don't own you. If this what we do, no, we're not doing that. No, we're not doing that. We're not into with that. No, the idea that we have an agreement.
He gonna beat you.
Right.
No, we have an agreement.
You stare me in my eyeballs. You stare me in my eyeballs.
We have an agreement. We have an agreement that we're going to be back at this time. Meaning you have this amount of time to do what you have to do. Then you need to honor the agreement. I don't want to hear about nothing else.
So would you appreciate it more if your counterpart communicated or just said fuck it and ain't say nothing at all?
No, I need you to be who you're supposed to be.
Answer my question. Would you?
I don't want neither one of those. Bring your ass home.
But I'm asking you a question.
No, and I'm answering to the best of my ability.
You're not answering shit if you say you don't want none of them.
No, don't tell me. I just remembered.
Do you want somebody to communicate with you, or just be like, I already know I fucked up, so I'm gonna just keep doing my own thing?
Either one of the two go against what I believe. So I'm not.
The third option?
I'm not buying either one of them.
So you're not a man of options.
When you no. See, remember, I'm not making you do something. Hey, listen, babe. So what's a decent time you think I should be in the house? 2:30. I agree. So that's the time we should both be home, right? All right. So you can leave out whenever you want. 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, whatever. We've agreed we need to be back at this time. You have to honor that commitment.
Right.
So, and more importantly, in my mind, what the fuck are you out doing later than that?
That's what I'm communicating with you.
You're not communicating nothing. You at the bar with your girls. Hold on. If you my lady, I'm under the assumption you're not trying to meet no niggas or nothing. So you dancing, having a few drinks, maybe get something to eat. What else you gotta fucking do?
Maybe you was the designated driver.
You ain't the designated nothing. You my lady. And I gave you money and you have a car. So when it's time to go, you can roll.
I appreciate you straight talk.
Yeah, no. If your girlfriend's bums or they in the way, that's on them. We don't got nothing to do with that. And if your girlfriend say, girl, I need a ride, you need to say, listen, girl, I got to get home to my man. I got to leave at this time. Because if I'm in a committed relationship and me and Aunt out and Aunt say, yo, Mac, I'm fried and you drop me off. I'm not going to wait till the end of the night and then tell you, then you, my lady, you got to accept it. Bro, I got to be in I'm going in by 2:30, bro. It's 1:45. I'm going to drop you so I can get home on time.
Right.
Yeah. But I'm not going to wait till the end. Aunt was drunk.
It's not even that. It's not even like that. It's like one of those one-off type situations. You're gonna be mad about the one-off?
No.
The 10%?
No. You know what I'll respect? If you caught me at 1:45 and say,
that's what I was saying this whole time.
I'm sorry. I don't mean shut up. My bad. My apologies. I was turned. What I'm saying is at that time you're being responsible, right? So you're not partying and clubbing, you're doing something responsible.
Exactly.
Don't call me at 2:30 like, oh, my girl was fried, she couldn't get up.
I'm not gonna call you after the fact. I'm the type of person, I'm not gonna call you after the fact. I'm gonna call you during and beforehand. So because I'm trying to still map out my night, because I gotta get home safely too, and I already know the promise I made. I'm talking about them one-off situations, not a bitch that.
We're not doing that.
So
we're closing out, man. We're gonna let Lil have a little bit of this. Because Mac and AB took it all up.
All right.
Just saying,
before Lil, I respect all the Lil positions.
Mac, we heard your whole joint.
I want him to just go ahead, keep open, keep enlightening us
to the 10% and one-offs.
I just want to say, if you on dialysis, and I know you going through mental issues or emotional. Some people think that machine is the worst thing in the world, and that machine actually is saving your life. That machine is great. It's a good book to pick up, because I can help you get off that transplant list. I can help you get off that get you a transplant. I can get you from that current situation and not having a kidney to your desired situation of having a kidney. And it's going to be way more with that transformation. It's going to come with that than just a kidney. That's just with anybody taking, you know, that step of transformation. You know, boys to men, girls to women, you know, it's just that transformation we all have to take, you know. So when you're on dialysis, I can help you out. I got you.
Thank you.
I got you.
Well, you and watching, he left his name, his places, his book, his experiences. If this is something you're dealing with, he's probably somebody you should reach out to.
That's for sure, man. Hey, listen, I just want to say, Lil, you are an inspiration.
Thank you.
To a lot of people. You're a survivor. And man, look, keep on going strong, man. Keep on pumping out that information because people need to hear it. You know, it's not no one tells you, you know, the feelings that you go through during that process. Of course, there are books on, you know, dialysis and things like that, but you're someone speaking from experience.
And make sure y'all pick up
And
his ebook.
that's definitely a real good thing that people will have to look forward to. It's not someone just talking at them. It's someone who actually knows the process, the struggles, you know, the stages of different emotions that one will have going through those things.
Thanks.
So, man, appreciate you, brother.
Appreciate you.
No doubt,
Appreciate
man.
Thank you,
man.
bro.
Yes.
Appreciate y'all.
Appreciate
man.
you.
All right, man.
This on the show.
No doubt, man. This was a good episode of Straight Talk No Chaser. I'm sorry I started some bullshit.
I mean, it wasn't no BS.
It was.
At some point, we're going to get to the point where Matt can, you know, open his mind a little bit. Like, we understand Mac's rigidness or
Why
his bricks,
are we
like
even
these
going into
walls
that?
is rigid like Mac. But you gotta like be a little bit open-minded, and it's okay. You love what you love, and we love you for that, Mac. But you want to make me get sauce because, like, what?
Listen,
Northside
everybody,
Mac, y'all. Straight talk
math
chaser.
is 1 + 1 = 2. Good night.
One times one can equal one though.